Before the Titans and the Olympians, before time as we know it, there was only an endless void, a primordial abyss. This is where everything began. This was chaos. Chaos was not a conscious entity. It was the pristine state of the universe, a fundamental principle, untamed, unshaped, holding the potential for all that would ever be. From the very heart of this chaos, the first concepts began to form. They were not born, but rather crystallized from the essence of the universe. Among these first entities were two of the most fundamental forces. One was the deep darkness, and the other was the enigmatic, all-encompassing night. Today, we will explore the story of one of the most powerful and mysterious primordial deities, Nyx, the goddess of the night. Nyx was not merely the absence of light. She was the very essence of the night, a living entity with her own power and will. Her form was a swirling nebula of deep indigo and violet, glittering with countless stars. An awe-inspiring beauty, more ancient than the gods themselves. But she could also manifest as a noblewoman, with skin the color of twilight, and hair like a flowing river of darkness. Her eyes held the depth of the cosmos, and her silence carried the weight of millennia. She was a force of nature, neither good nor evil. At the same time as Nyx, another entity also arose from chaos. It was Erebus, the personification of absolute darkness. Erebus was the darkness that filled the voids between celestial bodies, the deep gloom in places where light never reached. Nyx was the night. Erebus was the darkness. They were two sides of the same reality, natural and inseparable. They were mates, partners. From the union of night and darkness, their first children were born, carrying within them aspects of both parents. Ironically, their children were Aether, the pure light, and Hemera, the radiant day. Darkness had given birth to light. But Nyx also bore another generation of children on her own, entities born from the essence of the night, without need for Erebus. They were Moros, the woeful fate, and Ker, the destructive doom. Inescapable forces woven from shadow. And the most famous twins, Thanatos, the gentle death, and his brother, Hypnos, the peaceful sleep. Thanatos brought the final end, while Hypnos brought temporary rest and recovery to both mortals and gods. Nyx was also the mother of the Oneiroi, the trio of gods of dreams, who could bring messages, illusions, and even nightmares. She gave birth to Momus, the god of criticism and mockery, who always found fault in every creation of the gods. And Oisis, the goddess of misery and grief, a sorrowful figure who always carried the weight of the world. Nyx was also the mother of the Hesperides, the nymphs who watched over the garden with the golden apples of immortality. And perhaps most fearsome of all, she gave birth to the Moira, the three fates, who wove, measured, and cut the thread of life for every being. Even Zeus, king of the gods, could not change what they had decreed. Their power came from their mother, Nyx. Finally, there was Nemesis, the goddess of retribution and punishment. She ensured that no one, god or mortal, could escape the consequences of their arrogance. The children of Nyx were not beloved or worshipped gods. They were personifications of necessary forces, the unavoidable aspects of existence. Nyx's power was unparalleled. She did not rule by force or authority, but by her very existence. She was a fundamental law of the universe. The Olympian gods might rule the world, but they still had to obey the cycle of day and night. When Hemera, the day, ended her journey, Nyx would rise. She enveloped the earth in her quiet veil, bringing rest, secrets, and dreams. Her rule was absolute and could not be challenged. There is a famous story about how Hera, Zeus's wife, became enraged with Hypnos, the son of Nyx. Hera had asked Hypnos to lull Zeus to sleep so she could interfere in the Trojan War. When Zeus awoke, he was furious. Zeus chased Hypnos across the cosmos, vowing to throw the god of sleep into the abyss of Tartarus. In desperation, Hypnos fled to the only safe place, the embrace of his mother, Nyx. Nyx appeared without a word. She simply existed, shielding her son. Her presence silenced the entire universe. Zeus, king of the gods, who could shake the heavens, stopped. He was afraid. He knew that he could not confront the goddess of the night. He knew that to offend Nyx was to offend one of the very foundations of existence. It was a fight he could not win. This story shows Nyx's true place in the cosmos. She was not an active ruler, but her power was absolute and universally respected. She was the protective mother, a quiet but unshakable force who maintained the fundamental balance of the universe. Nyx's abode was said to be at the very ends of the world, in the depths of Tartarus, a place where even the gods dared not venture. It was a palace of silence and shadow, where the most ancient secrets of the universe were kept. Nyx was also considered a goddess of prophecy. Just as the night conceals many things, it can also reveal hidden truths. She was the keeper of mysteries that not even Apollo, the Olympian god of prophecy, could know. Unlike the Olympian gods who frequently interfered in the affairs of mortals, Nyx remained distant. She was an observer, a guardian. Her role was not to rule, but to ensure the natural order of things was maintained. Her existence was a reminder that there were forces far more ancient and fundamental than the gods on Mount Olympus. She was night, she was sleep, she was death. She was secrets, prophecies, and unchangeable fate. Nyx represented a different kind of power, not the power of thunder or war, but the power of stillness, of inevitability. She was one of the few deities without a widespread cult of worship. People did not worship her, they feared and respected her. To worship the night meant acknowledging the existence of darkness, of death, and of the unknown, concepts that humans often feared. In a world of passionate and belligerent gods, Nyx was a constant. She was the balance, the guarantee that after every day, night would come. She needed no throne or crown. Her kingdom was one half of existence. Her scepter was silence. She was the witness to the beginning of all things, and perhaps she will be the witness to their end. When the stories of the gods are told, her name is often only whispered, with reverence and a touch of fear. Because everyone understood that while they might live under the sun, all must return to the darkness in the end. Nyx was the mother of mysteries, the queen of shadows, and the silent guardian of the universe. She was not just a goddess, she was an indispensable part of the fabric of reality, a reminder of the beauty, power, and mystery of the night. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember the one who gave it birth. Remember the ancient power that watches in silence. Remember Nyx, the eternal goddess of the night, whose story is written among the stars.